Today we have the sherbet swirl. My friend gave me like 3 cases of Alani's not too long ago. I'll just put it on the floor for right now. And when I want to drink, I'll just reach over and get it. Welcome! I am so incredibly sorry about last week that there was no podcast at all. I went through some shit. But it's okay, we're back. And honestly, we are so good. We are thriving right now. The sun is out. It snowed at like 6 inches the other day, but now it's pretty much all melted. And the UV is 6 today, so after this I'm gonna go tan. Um, have we had a great 2 weeks though? Week and a half. However long it's been, I guess, too. I missed you a lot, but here we are. This week we're gonna talk about mindset towards other people's attitudes. So I'm gonna call this one It's Not That Serious. It's really, really not, guys. I promise, okay? Um, our brains like to make situations bigger than they really are, which is unfortunate. A good chunk of us, I guess not everyone. But for me, absolutely. My brain will always think of the worst situation, but I'm working on it. I'm actually getting really good. I'm it's getting a lot better. So, becoming a big kid now. um okay. It's almost as if our brains create stories that we don't want. Our brain doesn't create stories that we do want. It's always what we don't want. When people text and they sound a little dry, then our brain, at least my brain starts going like, oh crap, what did I do wrong? What did I do to make them send just like a O and a K rather than OKAY? And I'm like, crap, it's all my fault. What did I do? And then I'm like, well, if I'm like with this person, then I'm like, oh shoot, the relationship is like gonna be messed up now. But in reality, it's not. Maybe they're tired or they had a long day or they're just busy. It had to be a really fast response. Another one is when people cancel plans. Like when friends cancel plans, or your boyfriend, or work friends, whoever it may be. Then all of a sudden it's kind of like, well, shit, they don't like me. And then you show up the next day, or whenever you see them again, and it's like awkward. Maybe there was no like real explanation on why they canceled plans, just like, oh, I'm tired tonight. Which, yes, let me tell you, that can be why you cancel plans. If you're not going to give someone your all, don't do it. Because then it's just going to be worse while you are out. Supposed to have fun. Okay? So if you are tired, that is okay, but make sure you are like really tired. Um, when people also cancel plans, I get in my head and then I am just such a Debbie Downer for the rest of the day. Like if we were supposed to go brunch and now we're not, well, now I'm going to be laying in bed all day. That's not good for my mental health. I need to like switch that up and be like, okay, well, instead of that, let me do something for myself today. Like, let's go for a walk outside if it's nice, or let's go. I could go get coffee and brunch by myself. It's not that big of a deal. It is okay to do that. Um, Another thing, when people don't respond for, sorry, I'm getting a little toasty in here. When someone doesn't respond for hours on end, I have a very like flexible job where I can look at my phone every now and then, and I can respond if I need to. But some people have jobs where they can't be on their phones. And they might not respond from like 6 a.m. to, I don't know, noon when they have lunch break. And we have to realize that we cannot rely on other people for what we feel. I've definitely learned that the hard way. But I think now that I've learned and I've seen it many times, I think I finally understand. um, but you cannot rely on people to respond to you to make you feel happy and good about yourself. Everyone is doing their own life, not everyone is doing your life. You really have to think about that. Everyone is being independent. And when they can get to you, they will get to you. And that is totally fine. Okay. I feel like this part will be really relatable for everyone. But we're pretty much taught that emotional maturity means addressing everything. But also, maturity can look like not double texting, not asking, are you mad? Not over explaining yourself, and not analyzing tone of people. Um, Sometimes the mature thing is to let the moment just pass. Just let it go. It's not that serious. Unless you're in like a physical fight in person. But over the phone, don't take anything seriously. You cannot tell what people's tones are. You can not read their mind and hope that the response they get from you is what they want, and what you get from them is what you want. That's not how it works. You have to respond with what you feel like can do for you. Sometimes overreacting creates more tension than the situation itself, which it seems really silly. But I've been there, I've done that. I have overreacted on guys many times. And I've learned that it only makes things worse. It definitely does not make them better. And a lot of the time, guys are just, they're not as emotional as we are women. So they just don't care as much, I guess you could say. Um, and then guys also don't like to talk about their feelings, and that's a hard one because I will say, "Oh, I'm feeling this way. How do you feel?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm fine." Dude, no, you're not. You are not fine, and I know it. So why don't you just like talk to me? And they're like, "No, it's okay. Like it'll pass." And they're right. It will pass. It's just a moment. It's not like anything crazy. Um, I love Alani's. Whoa. I kind of already said this, but don't take it personal, okay? People have their own lives going on. People have their own stress. They're distracted. They're having their bad days. They're thinking about their own life. How am I going to afford this? Like, what's going to happen at work today? How can I decompress? So do not take things personal. Okay, I want you to listen to this. One of the most freeing realizations is that most things people do actually have nothing to do with you. Like, ouch, that stings. But it is so, so true. What in the world? Okay, I'll read it one more time. One of the most freeing realizations is that most things people do actually have nothing to do with you. My best friend Maya, she is working, getting her hair done today. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. And if she doesn't text or Snapchat me back, I'm not going to be mad. I can't be. It has nothing to do with me. But I have good news, people. I don't know if I said it in the podcast already, but she was supposed to move up north to like the Fort Collins area with her boyfriend. And I was so sad because Maya is my best friend since high school. And there are only a few years where we didn't live next to each other during college. But ever since then, we both moved like back home. We share a lot of the same hardships with our lives right now. But she called me today because it has to do with me. Okay? And she's staying down here for a whole nother year. I am so excited. Maya, I love you. That made my entire day. Also, I think Maya should be on the podcast one day. It would be really fun. We would have a blast. So I'll keep that in mind. Oh, and we already have one with family friend Monica. Or we call her Momica. Because she's kind of everyone's mom. Anyways, I'm getting so off topic here. So off topic. But in reality, if it doesn't have to do with you with what the other person is doing, don't let it get to you. If they want to talk and explain about what's going on in their life, they absolutely will. But also, you cannot pry it out of someone. Again, I've learned the hard way. When you pry it out of someone for their feelings or what they're doing, it makes them want to hide it even more. And it puts pressure on them. Pressure that is not needed. Pressure that makes things a lot worse. That is how you start to push people away. Mm-hmm. There's so many things I could say, but I feel like it should be saved for another episode. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Letting moments be small, okay? So, a few examples of small moments are awkward pauses, weird interactions, conversations that end abruptly, plans that don't work out, someone being quiet, and the list goes on. But instead of turning any of these things into a big deal, just let them exist. Let the moment be small. Awkward pauses. That's okay if you have nothing to talk about for a second. That is absolutely okay. I will sit on FaceTime with a friend, and sometimes we have awkward pauses, and that's totally fine. Her and I will talk about boys after boys after boys and job after job after job. And then all of a sudden it's just kind of like quiet. But our brains are still thinking, we're still hanging out with each other. But neither of us let that moment get to us. It's not like, why are you being quiet? Why aren't you saying anything? We just kind of sit there for a second. And then another thing will pop up and we'll get talking about it. So I remember, when was it? I think it was the summer before college. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, maybe. Summer before I went to college. I think. I can't even remember anymore. But anyways, it was a long time ago. My friend and I would sit on FaceTime and we would just eat snacks and watch movies. Tolly, if you're listening to this. That's you, girl. I remember that we would sit on FaceTime. I like made popcorn or something. And I was watching my show, she was watching her show, but we were just enjoying each other's like presence. Mind you, the summer before this, we had spent almost 2 months straight together traveling Israel. So then the next summer was kind of strange because we weren't traveling. We saw each other, but it was just so different. Anyways, awkward pauses. Don't Don't make it a big deal. It's really fine. The brain is still turning and processing of what to say, and it's okay. Conversations that end abruptly. If you're upset or your partner's upset or your friend, whoever you're talking with, let's say it's on the phone, and all of a sudden the conversation goes south and someone just hangs up. They're like, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, bye. Yeah, that's been me. Been there, done that as well. um, Again, yes, it will definitely make you upset. It will start triggering things in your brain. It will make you create stories that you don't want to be created. It might send you into a spiral. But things like this shouldn't. You should not have to end conversations abruptly. And if so, then fine. Let it be. It is something so small. Tomorrow is a new day. You can talk about it then, maybe in person. Because again, tone can be so different over the phone. No matter text or if you're like actually talking. You can't see facial expressions unless you're on FaceTime. You There are so many factors that play into this kind of thing. But again, it's just a freaking moment. Okay? Just let it freaking be. Tomorrow's a new day. You can take the rest of the day, the night, whenever it like happens, and personally reflect on it. Jot things down in a journal. Um, Create a notes app or create a note in the notes app and write down your thoughts and feelings and what you wish you did differently, but why you did it the way you did it. I definitely have written things down. I actually do quite often. I'm like, oh, why is this bothering me? What did I do to make this happen? And how could I have prevented it? And what will I do next? This really helps me in the future because I'm like, oh, I know this kind of situation and I'm not going to do what I did last time. This time, I'm going to be better about it. I'm going to act like an adult and not a child. And I'm going to handle this much better. Plans that don't work out. We kind of already talked about that. But someone being quiet. Everyone is going through their own shit. My computer just fell asleep again. In we could call it a situationship, I guess. But in this last situationship I had, they prefer no help when it comes to jobs, when it comes to emotions, when it comes to just struggling in anything. They don't want help. They want to prove to themselves that they can do it. Like, they can get better without anyone else, which is totally fine. You do what you need to do, but you should also have a support system around you who is willing to help you go through these big emotions and like these scary things, I guess you could say. Um so I have learned that when people get quiet, it's not because of me. It's because of what they are dealing with themselves. And that is also really tricky for me because I'm such a loving person that when you're quiet, I want to know what's wrong because I genuinely want to help you out. I love helping people, no matter the situation. But I have learned to take a step back when people are quiet let them process, let them do their own thing, and eventually they will talk to you or they won't, and they'll just be like, okay, I'm like feeling better now, like let's go back to what we were doing, kind of thing. Um, Even with like family, Lindsay and I are so far away from each other. I miss her. I can't cry. I cry on every freaking episode. Ugh. Okay, but anyways, she lives in San Diego while I live here. There goes a tear. Rolling down my face. Um, but she will FaceTime my parents. And there have been times where I just don't even want to talk to her because I've got like shit going on in my life. But she never like pries it out of me. Lindsay knows how I like work. And I'm so thankful for that. Oh, I just got makeup all over my hoodie. Oh well, it's fine. It'll wash out. But if I'm quiet, Linz will just wait until I text her or call her or anything. She doesn't come after me, which I absolutely love. And I think I have finally learned that from her. When people don't want to talk, it's okay. When you try to push things out of them, it makes it a lot harder on them and on you. Because then if they don't want to talk to you, it's the same thing going on in your mind of the creating stories that you don't want to be created, but they're going to happen anyways. But you have to start not tricking your brain, but you need to start analyzing things a little bit differently. Um, when allow people to go through their emotions, whether it's alone or with someone they trust. But it is totally okay to be quiet. That's how some people process things. Not everyone is a talking out loud kind of person, and that is totally okay. Oh, okay. Mm, Not every moment needs to become a lesson, a confrontation, or a turning point. Not every moment needs to be a lesson. You don't have to learn from it all the time. But as long as you learn the first time, then you can be better for the next and in the future. Our brains love drama. Why? I have no idea. But they absolutely do. And sometimes it's not so much of I need you to explain it better and I need clarity. For me, it's more of I need reassurance. I am very much a words of affirmation love language. So for guys, it's not necessarily, can you explain this better for me? I don't understand. Like, why won't you talk to me? Like, what did I do to make you mad? Like, why are you upset with me? But I need to redirect my brain into, instead of saying that, I just need reassurance as like, hey, I'm okay. I just need like 5 minutes to myself. Hey, I'm okay. Like, I'm going to take the night and I'll talk to you in the morning, but just know that I still love you or I still like you. Or like, we are okay, but like, I myself need some time. And that's another thing that we don't really think about is um clarity versus reassurance. Clarity is very different than reassurance, I feel. Um, Sometimes there is no clarity. People get very confused as to what they want or what's going on or how to handle a situation. And so reassurance is more of the way to go and is probably most likely what you were thinking of. Not so much clarity. That's okay. Um Kind of a wrap up here, but just talking about like what feels different now to me than what I used to do. Um I don't spiral as quickly as I used to when it comes to overthinking like this and letting my brain create stories that I really don't want. Um, I just let things kind of be. I am not perfect by all means. I still will push at people a little bit, but I don't let it get to my brain as in, wow, I effed up. Like, it's all my fault. I don't let my brain go there anymore. And it's something you have to teach yourself to do slowly. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to just happen in one text message, one call, one thought. You have to practice over time. And that is really where the journaling comes in. Write down what happened, write down what you did, how you could have done better, and what you're going to do to fix it next time so that this won't happen. Do not let your brain spiral. Um, I also try not to be on my phone as often. I do not sit there waiting for a text to come through. I don't look at it 24/7. I have most of my notifications turned off. I have my text notifications on, my calls, and I think that's it. I don't have my Snapchat notifications on. I don't have Instagram notifications on. Um, no Facebook notifications. I just let it be. And when I open that app or social media or whatever it may be, then I will see that you sent a message or you commented on a post or stuff like that. But I am not constantly on my phone for a reason. What I'm doing most of the time has nothing to do with you. And I love you all. I really, truly do. But most of the time, what I'm doing, I need to focus on myself and I will respond to you when I get to you. Now, if we're having a really great conversation, I will keep it open and I will look at it right when you respond. But besides that, my phone is pretty silent. It really is. And I love it. And I have not always been like that. Just recently, I feel, where I have kind of muted everything. But like I said, if we're having a conversation, I will respond in a timely manner. I will usually check and see if you message me back or whatnot. Okay, let's end with this. If you've been overthinking something lately, maybe just ask yourself, is this actually that serious? And if the answer is no, maybe you're allowed to put it down. If the answer is no, you can put it down. Just put it away, let it be, revisit tomorrow, okay? It's not that serious. I promise you, life will go on. You will love life no matter what you end up doing, no matter where you are, no matter where the world takes you. Do things that make you happy and not put extra pressure in your brain to make you think of silly stories. if you're thinking of silly stories, sit down, reflect, and hopefully you get a little like reset. Okay? But I promise you, life is not that serious. Go have fun, enjoy it. Do not stick yourself around people who make you spiral 24/7. It's not healthy at all. Um, I want you to think of like what are some things you realized that aren't that serious? Like let's go like the past month. Well, I guess it just turned March. Let's go in February. What things in February did you realize weren't that serious? I have learned many. I have learned that if my friends are in a bad mood, it's not that serious because it really shouldn't affect me. My mood should be determined on how I feel. Another one I have realized is it's okay to say no, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's okay to have your personal space. It is okay to not want engagement from people or with people. It is okay to have alone time. It is okay to sit in your room. It is okay to go on a walk by yourself. It is okay to turn your freaking phone off. If people really need you, they'll find a way to get you. But these things right here, they cause so much drama. And I love it, but I hate it. Like, can we go back to when we were in like elementary school and our parents had like a Blackberry and we were playing like Tetris or the worm game? I don't even remember. Or Pac-Man. Those days were so simple, and phones, like, there was no social media. Besides, I don't even know. People talk about MySpace. I don't even know what MySpace is. But I know Facebook came out when I was younger still. But that was like really it. Life seems so much better back then. Don't get me wrong, life is freaking amazing now. But just like social media has taken such a turn on the world. Um, but I'll end it there. This one is already a little bit longer than the others. Um, but I hope this episode made you think a little deeper on what you should do for yourself to not spiral in relationships, friends, family, boys, girls, none of that. Take the time to sit down and journal and reflect and think. And if you need, reach out to other people, reach out to me. I'm a very loving person. I'll help you through any situation. I promise. I absolutely will. And I love new friends, so don't be afraid to reach out. But I love you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Here in Colorado, it's so pretty. It's gonna be spring soon. And we just had daylight savings, so now the sun sets later, which that's what I meant. Chef's kiss, like amazing. The winter scaries are leaving, guys. Okay? Summer's coming. Anyways, have a fantastic week. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye.